Hello, hello. This is Paper Cuts Included coming to you live from the Ninja Turtle sleeping blanket, and that's how I know it's legit. Today we're going to be doing a pickup video in which I'm going to show off all the books I bought yesterday, do some brief overviews, talk about them, and maybe talk about what we're going to be doing this week on the channel. If you're new to this, if this is your first ever Paper Cuts Included video, we are a comic book YouTube channel dedicated to talking about what we love. And what we love is comics. So we talk about comic books, comic book art, art in general. We like to look at comic books under a technical aspect. What I mean by that is, you know, instead of reviewing this issue story, I review the artwork. I talk about the artist. This is by Howard Chaykin. I talk about his methods, what he does, what he does good, what he does bad. My interpretation of it. This channel is run by me and two other working artists. So we have a lot to say about it, and we give our own insight. So if you like stuff like that, give us a couple watches. It means a lot to us. We're almost at our summer goal of 40 subscribers. We're at 30 right now, so we just need 10 more. So we're gonna keep trucking along. But without further ado, let's start looking at what I bought. I got all these books yesterday at this one comic book store that me and one of my co-hosts have been finding some really good stuff at, and it hadn't stopped yet. So for me yesterday, it was a lot of random things. What with $40 do I want to get random? So I decided to kind of throw out a big net and just get random issue of this, random issue of that. And I started it with a random issue of American Flag. This is a Howard Chaykin book. I'm trying to get the first 10 issues so I can read them, and then me and my co-host who likes Chaykin and American Flag can do a review on it probably. So I have issue 1, 6, and 9. So about almost halfway there. So we'll definitely do a look at number 1. And I'll flip through it, give it some look. Howard Chaykin's an interesting artist. He draws himself always, so interesting guy. I haven't read much of his work. I don't think he's done stuff like this. The Hawk World series, maybe. Man, now I'm drawing a blank on Howard Chaykin stuff. He's done stuff. He's done quite a few jobs. What else did he do? I don't know. Was it? I can't remember, and I'm not gonna hurt my brain. I'm a little dead brain today. Me and one of my co-hosts worked in an art event today, and it didn't go so good. But sometimes that happens. You're not gonna sell out all your art pieces during the art event, so you just gotta kind of learn what might have went wrong, and learn it. And I think what went wrong with this one is the market I went to wasn't an art market, so there wasn't a whole lot of people looking to buy art. And when they saw my $60 prints or my $40 prints, I think I priced them out pretty bad. You know, I wasn't gonna lower my prices, but that's a learning experience. So take that as you are. If you're a working artist, if you're a learning artist, one bad market doesn't destroy you. It doesn't mean you're a bad artist. Doesn't mean you're not cut out for this. It does mean you need to learn something from it and then approach it differently. So what I'm going to do differently is maybe work that event one more time and see if it changes, because maybe today was just an off day for it. So one more time, and if it don't go good a second time, maybe lean away towards that market. So like I said, take stuff like that as a learning experience. Learn what you could do better, what you could improve on, and just approach it. So, don't let one bad market, one bad sale, or, because I didn't sell anything today. I sold literally nothing at this market. And, I was there from 9 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. I didn't sell anything. And that sucks. But that happens, And I, had a little cry sesh, not gonna lie. But I picked myself back up, and I know what to do for next time. Just gonna see who comes in the market, who's buying it. Maybe lower my price a little bit. If I'm selling a $60 print, maybe bring it down to 50. But don't undervalue your work. But that's my soapbox opera. I know I'm supposed to be talking about the book, but I wanted to get out of the way too, because I think that's an important for artists to learn. Is if you have a bad experience, don't let it end your art career. Just pick yourself back up and go at it harder. I'm sure if anyone who's an artist who's listening to this, you're a good artist. You're a great artist. So don't let, people, if don't let not selling anything one day just, it sucks. Like I'm not saying you shouldn't feel anything, because no, it sucks. But, pick yourself back up. But after that, let's get back to the book. Um, Interesting typography there. It's gonna be a quick overview because I don't want to spoil it too much. Like I said, I want to read American Flag, so I'm not gonna do deep dives into it right now when I want to read it. But it looks really interesting. Howard Chaykin's an interesting artist. I think he does the interiors. Well, I think the first 12 issues he does the interiors. Does it say? Hmm. I'm gonna assume it does, but if I'm wrong, let me know down in the comments who does issue. What was this 9? Issue 9 of America. I think he does the first. Maybe it's 16. He does the first 16 issues of art, and then he's off and on again. But no, I think he's a good artist, a solid artist. I'm very curious to see how this book is. He just kind of tells the same story over and over again, I hear. But, I won't be the judge of it till I read it. But no, pretty cool art. Another thing is this is a first publishing book, and anything first publishing I usually get because that label has some really good books under its belt. They did like Lone Wolf and Cub, which is one of probably the best comic books of all time, which we'll have to do a video on that one day. Look, it's Cerebus. Oh, the origins of independent comics. We'll have to read that one. Maybe do a little community post on it. But no, pretty cool artwork, pretty good, pretty good. I can't, like I said, I'm curious to see how it is. You get to see some weird ads in it, like Beowulf. Is it like the Beowulf we read in high school, or is it different? Who knows? So let me know down in the comments if like Beowulf is like the best graphic novel ever. You know? I bet it's, yeah, Grimjack. I don't know anything about Grimjack. I think one of my co-hosts commented on one of the videos that it's like really good. It looks really cool, like almost Highlander-esque. Big old gun, big old sword. It looks cool. I'm gonna have to start remembering to pick it up. In fact, it's like American Flag and Nexus. I'm trying to get runs together so I can start reading them. Because if I can help it, I don't like reading stuff digitally. I like it in person, because I feel like digitally you lose the illusion of the page. I guess you do. Duh. But I try not to read digitally when I can. The next random thing I bought was a issue of, let me get out of the little tight plastic, and I got it because it was a cool cover, and I collect this series. That being Cerebus, Mother and Daughter, issue 20, or story 20, issue 170, and I think it's an amazing cover. That's why I picked it up. It also is a lot cheaper. I will say Cerebus is kind of overpriced at this store. Most of his Cerebus books are like 6 to 10, and I'm in the 3 to 5 range for Cerebus because I feel like I'm one of the few people who buys it when I go to that store or any store. Like, who's buying Cerebus? And we did a full-on little Cerebus pickup video, well, early on this channel, early. And my feelings on Dave Sims. Guy went crazy. What a great artist. I like the back ad a lot too. I used to watch hockey a lot, and this Cerebus and two, I like that a lot. I think that's a really good piece of artwork. Let's hopefully flip her open and not get you know, get some weird art. But no, he's Dave Sim, really good artist, really refined it. If you want to study an artist from day one of his career till like 30 years later, look at Cerebus. He worked on it completely from issue 1 to issue 300. So if you want to study something like that, Cerebus is the best way to do it, because you can see him evolve as an artist, and it's really cool to see. You know, I think so. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about what that was. But no, so he really refines his character. Cerebus really does do that really good silhouette test where it's black out your character. If your audience can guess who it is, means you have a successful character. And I think Cerebus is one of those where it is a really good silhouette test character. And that's important in comics. That's a quality of having a really good character is can they pass the silhouette test? And the answer should be yes, or you might need to be doing some edits on your character. Your main character, like, you black out her, and who know, the audience might not know who it is, but your main character probably needs to be, passing that silhouette test every time. Look at SpongeBob, look at Mickey Mouse. They're always going to pass it, even in some crazy outfit, you know? And your audience is going to remember that, you got to try to sell them burgers somehow. Those books, you got to sell those books somehow to get the burgers, keep the lights on, keep the bills paid, you know what I mean? So just try to think what you can do to, you know, make your book memorable. And part of that's the silhouette test, is make your character recognizable. I know that might sound pretty like sellout or capitalist of me, but hey, you gotta pay the bill somehow. And I'm not saying, make the most appealing character. Don't just draw a square, put legs on it, and say it's not SpongeBob. No, just make a unique character and do the silhouette test. Show it to your friends, show it to, a teacher, a mentor, someone, and they can guess who it is. Bam, you got a successful character right there. Part of it, that's one part. You got to write it too, or have, if you're not the writer, I guess you don't got to worry about that. And then he's got a personal response to ProCon 93. So I need to read that too, because that sounds interesting what that could be about. And that's it for this random issue of Cerebus. Not a whole lot to it, but like I said, piece by piece, I'm getting a Cerebus run. And this trip was a real, let's see what random stuff we could buy. And this was one of them. So hey, I got to knock another issue of Cerebus off the list. Some more random stuff I got, which we're getting to they're not one-offs anymore. Like the American flag and that Cerebus were the only, I only got one. But these, I got two of them because they were really good priced, and I don't have a lot of this series to begin with. So, I had to get some. And that being Fear Agent, which is a Rick Remender story that Tony Moore did the art for a little bit. I don't know what issue he might have got off on. I think maybe 6. But I like a lot. I like the story a lot. It's Dale Gribble in space. It's really fun. It's a fun read. I need to finish it, actually. It was one of the books I did read online, and the website I was reading it on was real sketch, and I think got taken down. So I need to pick it back up and maybe try to find a trade of it. So a little bit easier to read. But no, I like it a whole lot. It's a fun book. It's a fun story. So if you're looking for fun, that's Remender's kind of wheelhouse, is making fun books. So if you're looking just for a fun sci-fi, Fear Agent's pretty good. It's a solid read. It's not the best book you're ever going to read, but it's a good filler. If you're in between books and, you just want a quick story, Fear Agent. Right, I guess it's not quick, but, I like it. And it's pretty good art, too. Like I said, it's not the best art ever. Like if I was grading this book, it'd probably be a C plus to a B. Like it's a good story, good art, but it's a book a lot of people are probably going to read and then probably won't pick up for 10 years. But I like it. I think it's good, But hey, who do I know? I just work here. But no, I like it. It's a good story. Ooh, let me get past that page so YouTube doesn't get mad. Yeah, let me flip through that. Oh, that's another quick story. And man, this might have been maybe the last issue I read before that website got taken down. So I'm not gonna mess with that a whole lot more. Man, I hope YouTube don't get mad over it. But no, that's Fear Agent. So like I said, if you want just a quick, fun sci-fi book, read Fear Agent. It's pretty good. You might like it, you might not. If I had to compare it to something, it's kind of like Space Dandy, which is an anime that I watched in high school. It gives me Space Dandy vibes. So if you like that, this is like the American version of it, in a way. So you are warned. What else did I get? Here it is. Okay. Yeah, let me get them open. and probably one of my more expensive buys, but I'm like, I'm here and I like this and I'm gonna like it. It is the Cadillacs and Dinosaurs book. This is a store I bought the number one of the Eclipse line from, so I bought two more issues. I bought the number two in the Eclipse, or not Eclipse, Epic Comics line, and then I bought the number one Kitchen Sink Comics one. And you might be wondering, like, oh, why is there two different companies? Well, it's a whole complicated thing. It's complicated. I don't really know all the answers. I know that, it started off as Xenozoic Tales, then it went to Cadillacs and Dinosaurs when it became a cartoon because they needed a catchier name for the kids to, ask their mommies and daddies for instead of Xenozoic era toys. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs rolls off a little bit better. So there's the Xenozoic Tales, which might be a kitchen sink book. I think it is. Then they had this and Cadillacs and Dinosaurs for Epic. Or, yes, Epic. I don't know why I'm thinking of Eclipse always. Then Kitchen Sink Comics maybe back again for, I think this was the first issue when the TV show came out, or the cartoon. And then Tops was doing one. So it'll be real interesting. We did a video on the first issue of the Epic run, which I'll link that in the description. It was real interesting. It has some pretty cool typography in it, really good color theory, and it is pretty cool. So I checked that video out. We're not going to look at this so much as we're going to look at this because it had something really interesting in it. And I'm going to bring out the other Cadillac and Dinosaurs book I bought, which is this. And, I was flipping through this one today, just looking at it, because it's cool. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, how can you not? And so I'm going to look at, we'll flip through this to get to the point. Like, the last story in this is, I guess it's a little bit before that. Where'd it go? Is The Opportunist right there, right? It's in this book too, and I want to compare them to see like if the colorings may be different in them, what's going on. The paper quality is different, so yeah, I guess it does have a little bit of a different color just because of the paper quality. This one's more newsprinty and this one's glossed pages, so it does have the glossed pages. Which one's this? This is the Epic Comics one. Is gonna have nicer colors in theory because of the gloss pages, because the newsprint is gonna kind of fade over time. It's newsprint, or I guess it's not newsprint, but it's not as fine as a paper as the gloss pages. Bleh. So I just want to flip through it and see if there's any big differences real quick. But no, I think Cadillac and Dinosaurs is a really good book. It's another good sci-fi book. If you like dinosaurs, read it. There's not a whole lot of dinosaur books out there, so this is a good one. This is one to read. Man, the water gets kind of washed out between the two. But no, there probably won't be a big difference. I just wanted to check, do a little live reaction, but it doesn't look like there's going to be one. But like I said, see kind of how washed out those yellows are compared to those colors. It's just the paper quality. I'm, 100% sure of that. These are glossed pages, so they're going to retain their color a lot better than they will on this, not glossed paper, but, in between newsprint and not gloss paper. Because newsprint would be fading real bad or turning yellow. So there's that. We'll look at this book. An amazing wraparound cover. I should have shown that off first. Like, an amazing little cover. Like, that's how you sell a book right there, is have an amazing cover like that. And all the Cadillacs and Dinosaur books I've looked at so far have these beautiful wraparound covers. So if you're a fan of wraparound covers, if that's that weird collection thing you collect, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, that's another thing you can add to your list. But no, it's a good story. It's not Shakespeare, but if you want a good dinosaur book, read it, to me it's like Tyrant, then Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, you know. But it's a hard bar to pass Tyrant. We're gonna have to do some Tyrant videos in the future because that's one of my favorite books ever too. You know, Bassett needs to get back on that train. I'd pay like for 100 people's crowdfunding if he was like, "We're gonna bring back Tyrant, and we're gonna, we need 1,000 people to crowdfund." Hey, I got 100 people right there willing to, and they're all my name with a different spelling. But no, we'll look through this one a little bit more. See, they're already advertising the Tops one. I don't really know a whole lot about Topps comic. That'll be an interesting deep dive because I've always wondered. Because when I was a kid collecting comics, I was always like, "Ooh, gross! Topps comics? That's not DC or Marvel. Why would I buy that?" But they have some pretty interesting stuff. They have some really early Magnolia books. They have Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. They did the X-File books that I heard. Some of them are just direct traces from the show. So that'll be interesting to look at. I'd like to do maybe a little comparison between still shots from the shows and the artwork. I think that'd be a cool video. But no, it's some interesting artwork. He master at drawing dinosaurs. Schultz is really good typography. Does he do the lettering or someone else do the lettering? I don't know. Does it? Mark Schultz Cadillac? I don't know. It doesn't say. Or else I didn't look that hard. But no, really interesting color theory, interesting panel work. It's a good book. It's a very solid book. It's good. I've had to sum up Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. It's good. It's dinosaurs. So read it. Read it, read it, read it. Because like I said, there's not a whole lot of good dinosaur, or just not good, just dinosaur books in period. I feel like, well, there is bad. Looking at you, Turok. But, I guess it is the highest selling Valiant book of all time. But read stuff like this. It's a good book. It's also weird that this opening is different versus this opening that has her meeting the Cadillac for the first time. So I think it's weird that's a video we're gonna have to do a comparison of Xenozoic Tales #1, Epic Comics #1 of this, the kitchen sink press version of #1, and then the Tops #1, and compare how they all start and what does each one accomplish. That's something I have on the chalkboard. So we got half of the equation. We just need to get the Tops one and the Xenozoic Tales #1, which I might be getting soon because there's an eBay bid for like $6 on it right now. So hopefully I can snag it up pretty soon. But after my anniversary, I'm gonna go down to Texas and maybe hopefully comic book hunt while I'm there. Who knows? But no, really good art. Like that's pretty cool. That needs to be a print right there. Just a T-Rex hiding in the water. That's really cool. I'm gonna send a picture and send it to my co-host because that's dope. And then adding that that expression. I like stuff like that when they think out of the box because they didn't have to add that. It could have just been this panel, but I think it really adds a whole lot to the composition adding that. And we'll talk about it more when I probably do a deep dive on this book itself. That'll probably be in a couple weeks because how can we not do Under the Microscope of another Cadillacs and Dinosaurs books? It's impossible not to. What are we looking at next? Next, we're going to be getting into some. These have to be videos in the future books, So I'll flip through them, but maybe I won't talk about them as much because I don't want to, not have enough to talk about in the next video. And we're going to be looking at some Frank Miller books now, or a really great book that I'm only 3 issues from completing this awesome run is of this series called Anything Goes, which is like a collection of books with a lot of guest artists in it, like Jaime Hernandez, Alan Moore, Donald Simpson, Jack Kirby, Dennis Fujitaki, which I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right, Art Spiegelman, Sam Keith. Like it's, I wonder if this was like a very, very early sketch of the Ronin story. It's dated 86, So, that's the year Ronin came out. I believe, I could be wrong, or maybe it came out 84, 84 to 86. Man, I'm struggling today. I think it came out 86. I think so. But, I'm wondering if this was an early sketch they did, just, Miller playing with stuff. And they were like, oh, that looks cool. Because that's Ronin, that's Casey. Now, Casey does not look like that in the book, you know. But it could not even be a Ronin thing at all. But I think it is, you know. So if if this is actually just a well documented piece of Frank Miller art, let me know in the comments. But, I love these books. I have Usagi cover one, and I have the Cerebus cover one. There's three more, two random ones. I don't know what the purpose of the cover is, and then a Turtles one. That's always a little bit pricey because it's the Turtles. It's an obscure Turtles book. But no, we'll flip through it real quick because I want to get to the Jack Kirby books, or not books, the pieces of art in here. So it's just a compilation of stories. It's really cool. I love the Hernandez brothers artwork. I think they're really good. Hopi is one of my favorite characters in their world. And I guess it's almost a year since I started getting their book because I found for the first time ever their books in I think Pensacola, Florida for my honeymoon, which was almost a year ago. So I think this is the first time I'm seeing it in color because the ones I have I think are in black and white. But no, I like their artwork a lot. And then a great Love and Rockets ad. It's great. Read read Love and Rockets for really good dialogue, really good emotion. We will do a whole video on this probably short story or just anything goes in general because it's a pretty insane little find. Some amazing Jack Kirby artwork, Jack the King Kirby. I don't have a lot of Kirby art, so I'm glad I get to add this to the arsenal. This looks dope. I need to check out what the heck this is because that looks really dope. And we got some Dennis Fujitaki artwork, who did Dalgota, which might look like a furry book, but it's really good. I don't have anything against furries. I feel like I have to say that every time. You do you, boo. But, you look at Dalgota and you might not think this will be a good story. But turns out it's great. So to get some really good artwork from that artist that's not Dalgota, it's real cool too. And there's an ad of Dalgota to back it up, with Frank Miller talking about how much he likes Dalgota. In a crowd of darting old men, Dalgota is a bright, bouncing baby of a comic, thoroughly enjoyable and thoroughly modern. Frank Miller. So, hey, there's your cue to go read it. If Frank approves of it, I guess I do too. So, Paper Cuts Included approves Dalgota, at least the first issue. So, go read it, normies. And then I got these two Sin City books. I got Silent Night. Again, I have this book, but when I moved out, I left some of my comics. I can't find this one at my parents' to save my life because I had it out. I didn't have it in a box because I always looked at it. So I'm real like, oh, what happened to it? But it was like $3. I was like, I just buy it again. And then an issue of the Big Fat Kill. I have the deluxe edition of it in a trade, but I don't have the singles. So I'm, piecing together my single series. And I'm not going to flip through them because these are going to be episodes on their own. And also, I need to go through and see which ones might be appropriate for YouTube. I know Silent Night definitely is. Big Fat Kill we might not look at because, the girls of Old Town YouTube might not like me showing off. But great stories, great artwork. Frank Miller's amazing. I'm seeing the American Genius movie tomorrow, so we're probably going to be doing a little mini review sometime this week. So you're going to be getting a double header one day, 2 videos in one day. It's crazy. It's wild. But that's Paper Cuts Included. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you. It means a lot to us. If there was something you liked in it, like, comment, subscribe. It's really helping us out. We've been really growing as a community. It's been a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So hopefully, we keep that gravy train rolling. if there's something, I missed, if there's something you liked, if there's, if one of these books is your favorite book of all time or a character is your favorite, comment down below. I really like the comments we get. I respond to all of them. It's just been fun. But I guess I'll send you some marching orders and I'm out of here. Make more art.